Welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Danish Moin, Associate Professor, Department of History, Maulana Azad National Urdu University, Hyderabad. The subject is Indian culture and the paper is Indian numismatics. The title of the paper is Coins of Deccan Sultanate. In this title, I have to make you understand about the objective why we have been studying this topic. Aim is to understand the coins of Deccan and South India issued on Islamic pattern. It includes the coins of Madurai, Bahmani, Qutub Shahi, Adil Shahi, Nizam Shahi, Barish Shahi and Imad Shahi Sultanate. The second quarter of 14th century witnessed disintegration of Delhi Sultanate and two independent provincial sultanate, namely Madurai Sultanate and Bahmani Sultanate, came into prominence in Deccan and South India. The Madurai was founded by Jalaluddin Ahsan Shah in 1334 CE and Bahmani was founded by Hasan Gangwaruddin Bahman Shah in 1346. Madurai Sultanate could rule for about 43 years by as many as 8 rulers and finally captured by Vijayanagar. While Bahmani Sultanate ruled for about 200 years by as many as 18 rulers and was further divided into 5 sultanates, which we are going to discuss later. Now we have to discuss the coins of Madurai Sultanate. First is Alauddin Ahsan, whose period is 1333 to 1339, was the first Sultan of Madurai, who is represented by his coins. He is also founder of the dynasty and represented by his coins. And his coins are known in gold, silver and copper, bearing Hijri date. Thus, the date is appearing on the coins is 7335. Thus, with the help of date, the coins, we may consider him as the first independent Sultan of Delhi or South India who had issued coins on Islamic pattern. I need to discuss this thing properly. You know why I am saying this word, first independent ruler? The reason is that he was the man. Earlier what happened, we were having the coins of the Deccan Sultanate, Alauddin Khalji and Muhammad bin Tughlaq. They had issued their coins from Deccan region, but we do not consider them as an actually independent Deccan region. So first reference which we can say on the basis of date is Jalaluddin Ahsan. 735 Hijri is the date, and that date became with a great evidence that it was 735 Hijri, and he was the first ruler who had issued. And most important, he was the Deccan was it was the first coins of Deccan which was issued on an Islamic tradition, that was by Deccani Sultanate. Jalaluddin Ahsan has also adopted the title of Khalif-uz-Zama or Sikandar-uz-Zama. That so we have seen in the Delhi Sultanate that they have adopted this type of title. We also witnessed a similar title in the period of Madurai. The coins of Ahsan bear a small inscription as Al-Sultan Al-Azam on the one side, Ahsan Shah Sultan on the other. This was the inscription, the coins of. Now the successor of Jalaluddin Ahsan had also issued. There were quite good number of successors: Udaywshi Shah, Qutubuddin Firoz, Ghiyasuddin Muhammad Damghan, Nasiruddin Damghan, Shamsuddin Adil Shah, Alauddin Sikandar Shah are known for their coins. They are the rulers of Bahmani and their coins are reported. Damghan was a ruler who has issued gold coins in the weight of roughly 11.9 grams, roughly slightly heavier than the coins which were issued by Khaljis and Tughlaq. Similar to the weight standard of gold and silver tanka of Alauddin Muhammad Khalji, in fact slightly heavier than this coin. This was about his successor. So his successor coins are also known in a similar pattern, but these coins are not known in good number. It has been reported, of course, undoubtedly these coins reported, and Damghan coins as compared to other successors are quite common and it has been reported. Mainly coppers are found in good number. As far as silver is concerned, gold coins not in good number. Now coming to the next dynasty, that is called Bahmani. And now I am going to show just some, a coin is here, copper coins is there, As Sultan Al-Azam, Jalaluddin Ahsan Shah, which I discussed. This is the illustration of the coins. One can see those who can read Arabic inscription is very clearly written Ahsan Shah Sultan and As-Sultan Al-Azam. The similar pattern. Now coming to the next dynasty, which is known as Bahmani dynasty. It was Alauddin Muhammad Khalji of Delhi who first invaded the region of Deccan in 1294 CE and also issued his coin from Qila Devgir. It means the first reference of the coins which we are talking has been noticed in Deccan region is Qila Devgir, that is Daulatabad, present Daulatabad. Deccan, however, became the strong province of Delhi Sultan during the reign of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. That we have to understand how Deccan came into prominence in the control of Delhi Sultanate and later in the hand of their governors. And Muhammad bin Tughlaq even transferred his capital from Delhi to Daulatabad, that is Devgir, which we have already seen. So these are the starting period when we see the transfer of capital also is witnessed in this period, and that shows the importance of Daulatabad. Muhammad bin Tughlaq, however, could not control the region of Deccan for a long, and his authority was challenged by a group of nobles under the leadership of Ismail Mugh, and Daulatabad was captured. So this is the period when we start witnessing the revolt in Deccan region. Later in 1346, Hasan Gangu, other important noble of the group, established Bahmani dynasty with Gulbarga as capital. Later it was shifted to Bidar. The dynasty continued to rule for about 200 years by as many as 18 rulers. And out of 18 rulers, 16 are represented by their coins known in gold, silver and copper. 10 rulers are represented in all three metals. The three rulers, Tahman Shah, Ahmad I and Daud Shah, are known in silver and copper. Their gold coins are not known. The last two rulers, Waliullah and Kalimullah, are known only in copper coins. Coins of Bahmani Sultanate witnessed changes. What changes? Changes are witnessed in the inscription. So we have already discussed in the Khalji, in the Delhi Sultanate panel, the Khalji and Tughlaq, these coins bear the name of Abbasid Caliph. Here you don't find the name of Abbasid Caliph is appearing on them, in their coins. However, what is very important, Bahmani has given importance to Kunya, Laqab, Nisba and Ism. So we see the coins where you find the name of the rulers, then they have the Laqab, the titles, and then they have Kunya. So these are the things which became very common on the coins of Bahmani dynasty, and commonly used are the commonly used inscriptions. So if you either you see of Alauddin Bahman Shah or coins of Ahmad II, wherever you see, you find this thing is appearing very clearly. Like Alauddin Muhammad Shah Khalji, Alauddin Bahman also used the title Yaminul Khilafa and Sikandarus Sani on his gold and silver coins. This is interesting. I said the first reference of adopting the title of Sikandarus Sani and Yaminul Khilafa is witnessed in the time of Alauddin Khalji. Similar practice was adopted by some of the provincial sultans. One of them was, of course, Alauddin Muhammad Shah. Even in Malwa period, we also find this thing. But this was one important example we can see where he used the title for there. But these titles of these information is confined only in silver and gold coins. Bahmani coins were minted in 4 places named Ahsanabad, Fathabad, that is Daulatabad, Mohammadabad, Bidar and Goa. These are main important mints from where they have issued. This is the coins of Bahman Shah. We can have a look of the coins. Here one side Sikandarus Sani, Yaminul Khilafa, Nasir Amir al-Mu'mineen is visible, and date on the bottom. If you can read, you can see the date on the bottom, 757 is appearing. Similarly, you have other side Al-Sultan Al-Azam, Alauddin Waldin, Abul Muzaffar, Bahman Shah as-Sultan. Similar pattern was seen in the time of Alauddin Khalji. Now the next coin which we have been showing is the coins of Muhammad Shah first. This is a coin which introduced a new type of legend, like for example Al-Sultan Al-Ahad Al-Zama. This is the first time we have said Al-Sultan Al-Ahad Al-Zama Muhammad Hamid Rasul Ur-Rahman. On the one side, Abul Muzaffar Muhammad Shah Bahman Shah Sultan. So this is the coins of Muhammad Shah first of Bahmani. You see the legend has changed. The third coin which we are going to see, There's a one important ruler whose name is Tajuddin Firoz. He's a very important ruler, and number of coins have been reported in gold, silver, and copper. Copper was, of course, very commonly noticed. What he is writing, he is the same thing as Sultan al-Ahad al-Zama al-Wasiq Bata'id Rahman. This is the one side. Another side, Tajud Dunya Waldeen Firoz Shah Sultan. So here, and date is also visible on the coins, if one can see the date on this side. So again the same style. This coin belonged to Bahmani Muhammad Shah II, that was Muhammad Mahmud is written once, Abd Mabud. This is the Arabic word, it is in Abd Mabud. Here we have coins of Ahmad Shah, second coin, as Sultan al-Ahmad Shah Ahmad Shah bin Hussain Shah al-Bahmani. Now, Mahmud is another ruler who is known to have issued coins in good number, but his coins is primarily known as copper. We can have a look of coins of the last ruler, Kalimullah. He was the last ruler of this dynasty. Kalimullah was the ruler whose coins are reported in good number in copper. Not any other metals have been reported so far only. And various fraction can be seen. One side is writing Kalimullah Sultan. Other side Al-Muwayyad bin Nasrullah, Al-Muwayyad Al-Ghani. This type of messages are available on the coins. But very important thing we have to understand, though Kalimullah, his coins are known in very good number, but he was a very weak ruler, feeble ruler. His coins have been reported, but he was the man who was totally under the hand of Bari Shahi dynasty. They were a ruler but puppet in the hand of Bari Shahi. So their coins, which have been issued in name, generally been accepted that this was issued by his Nabul, that was by Bari Shahi rulers. So, but name is of course of his Kalimullah. Now, after the decline of Bahmani, we witness the emergence of 5 important dynasties. In the third quarter of 14th century, during the reign of Muhammad III, the Bahmani Sultanate witnessed gradual disintegration and the rise of 5 new dynasties. So let's begin with the 5 dynasty. What is the 5 dynasty? Adil Shahi of Bijapur. When I am saying the Bijapur, it means they have headquarters at Bijapur, and the Bari Shahi is Bidar. The capital was first Bidar. Similarly, Imam Shahi of Berar, Qutub Shahi of Golconda, and Nizam Shahi of Ahmednagar. So these 5 dynasties are being discussed here. Let's begin with the Yusuf Adil Shah. This is the Adil Shahi dynasty. Yusuf Adil founded Adil Shahi dynasty in 1490 with its capital at Bijapur. Issued coins in gold, silver and copper. The gold coins bear the legend on Islamic tradition but followed the weight standard of pagoda and fanam of Vijayanagar. Muhammad Adil is the only ruler reported in gold coins bearing inscription in the form of a couplet, inscribed as Jahan Zinat Do Muhammad Giraft, Zinat Wajah, Yake Muhammad Mursil, Do Muhammad Shah. I am going to explain this the entire thing in detailed manner. You know, when we discuss the coins of this ruler, which I discussed, here you find a coins wherein most important inscription is appearing in the form of a couplet. Couplet, of course, in India has been seen in the time of first references, of course, in the time of Gujarat Sultan, and then we have Mughal rulers have also issued, Akbar and Jahangir have issued couplet coins. But here in Dakhni Sultanate, he was the first ruler who had issued coins with a couplet and calling himself this world attained the beauty from 2 Muhammad. One Muhammad is the great prophet Muhammad, and the second is he's calling himself. So this was the legend which is appearing on the coins, Yake Muhammad Mursil and Juwe Muhammad Mursil, Muhammad Shah. The most important thing, the gold coins of Adil Shahi are not in good number, but however, whatever coins have been reported, these are reported in the weight system of pagoda, that is Vijayanagar coins. Vijayanagar has a different pattern of the coin system, even the weight standard they have. So in gold, they adopted the Vijayanagar tradition, while we are discussing for copper coins, they are adopting the pattern of Bahmanis and all that. Then we have another ruler, Adil Shah II, whose rule was from 1657 to 72, was the only ruler of Adil Shahi dynasty who is represented in silver coin. It is called larine, a type of coin that resembles hairpin, These were issued on the pattern of Persian larin, which were regularly coming to the coastal region of Deccan and accepted among the traders. Adil Shahi larin were issued from Dhabol mint and bearing Ali Adil Shah on the one side and Zarb Dhabol on the other. This need to be explained here again. What is larin? I said larin is a type of coin. It's a different type of coin, not seen earlier. I mean, this is not a square, not rectangle, not circle, not square, not round, but it is a hairpin shape. And notice from what particular region of Deccan only that was, and Dhabol was a mint. Dhabol is is a coastal region that is near Goa. So we have a coins where Dhabol is written, and similar type of coins were issued by the Persian larin. Lar is a Persian rulers. Because the word larin comes from Lar. Lar is a place in Persia, and it was given, the name was given after the name of that. And the merchants were coming from Persia, they were coming with that type of coins because it was easy to tuck in their belt or whatever, because sea piracy was very common. So they wanted to this type of, this was a hypothesis by some of the scholars, that it was issued for this purpose to save the coins from their money from the pirates. Inscription of the medieval coins, the most important aspect of this Adil Shahi from my point of view is inscription part of the things. What is very important, what changes we witness in this particular period we need to discuss. The coins of medieval Indian coins issued in Islamic pattern primarily reflect Sunni faith of Islam, while inscription of Adil Shahi copper coins reflect Shia faith of Islam. The important changes noticed for the first time in India, and this happened because of Adil Shahi's belief in Shiaism. This need to be explained. Either you talk about the Caliph, great Caliph's names, or talk about the Abbasid Caliph's names on the coins, or title which was taken by the Muslim rulers of India. These all reflect the Sunni faith of Islam. There are two faiths of Islam in Islam. One is Shia faith of Islam, other is the Sunni faith of Islam. So most of Indian rulers who rule in India, they belong to Sunni faith of Islam. While Adil Shahi, most of the rulers of Adil Shahi were of Shia faith. So their inscription also reflect Shia faith. For example, what reflection we can see? We see the inscription wherein ruler is calling himself Ghulam Ali, Asadullah Ghalib. Ghulam Ali means he is calling, I am the slave of Ali. He is not writing his own name on the coin, but calling himself, I am the slave of the Ali. For example, Ali Adil Shah issued coins in the name of Hazrat Ali, first Imam Shia, and Hazrat Ali is being considered as the fourth great Caliph of Islam in Sunni faith, while Shia believes in first Imam. Bearing Asadullah Ghalib on the one side, Ali ibn Talib on the other side. Interestingly, these coins are not having the name of the rulers. It's being on one side Asadullah Ghalib. This is a title given to Ali. And other side he is writing Ali ibn Talib. It means Ali son of Talib. That is written on the coins, in Indian coins. Secondly, Ibrahim Adil Shah II also issued coins in the name of Hazrat Ali. He calls himself Ghulam Murtaza Ali. He calls himself, I am the servant of Ali, and that is important. Next title which we can see, some of the rulers calling Safdar on the coins. So basically it reflects the Shia faith on the coin. That is one important aspect. Here is the coin which one can see larin is a different type of coin. Here it is very, on the one side is Ali Adil Shah is written, while other side is Dhabol, Zarb Dhabol is mentioned. This was larin type of coins. This I just discussed with you. The Ghulam Ali Murtaza, this coin we can see Ibrahim Ali, one side Ghulam Ali Murtaza, other side Ablab Ali Ibrahim. So Ibrahim Ablab Ali is written, and other side is Ghulam Ali Murtaza, Ibrahim Adil Shah. Now coming to the next dynasty, which is known as Nizam Shahi of Ahmednagar. Nizam Shahi dynasty was founded by Malik Ahmad in 1490 CE and made Ahmednagar, that is in Maharashtra, its capital. The dynasty ruled for about 125 years by 14 rulers, but only 4 sultans, that is Nizam first, Murtaza Nizam first, Burhan Nizam second, Murtaza Nizam second, Burhan Nizam III are represented in their coins. Their coins are mainly issued in copper and mostly anonymous, bearing inscription Fi Shahur Sana, that is Hijri date, on the one side and Murtaza Zar Ahmad Nagar or Nagar on the other. This is the legend of the coins. Some of the coins of Murtaza Nizam Shah are reported with the name bearing Murtaza Nizam Shah bin Shah Ali on the one side and Zarb Parinda Fi Shahur Sana on the other. The copper coins are known in different weight standard, varies from 14-15 grams to 2.7 grams. Now we have to explain it again. This is a dynasty which is known for quite a good number of coins, particularly copper coins. Silver coins are not known in not known so far. Most important thing is that most of the coins were not issuing in their own names. They don't write the name. Ali Murtaza Nizam Shah, Murtazi Ahmad Nagar. So these are the names how we are attributing to the particular ruler. The attribution is possible only when we get the date on the coins. The date helps us to identify that this coin belongs to such and such ruler. Sometimes they are writing Burhan Nizam Shah and all that. A few gold coins of Murtaza Nizam I and Burhan Nizam II has also came to notice, and that followed the weight standard of gold pagoda. As I discussed in the case of Adil Shahi, they also followed the pattern of Adil Shahi as well as the weight is concerned. Similar thing we can see the gold coins of Nizam Shahi, they too followed the gold weight of Vijayanagar coins. 3.5 grams, but it's pagoda, we call it pagoda weight standard. These coins bear Shiite Kalma. The first example of Shiite Kalma is noticed on these coins in India. It has not been noticed earlier, where though we can see the Persian coins or Safavid coins, we can see the Shiite Kalma, but Shiite Kalma has not seen on the coins of any other dynasty in India. So the first reference of Shiite Kalma. Date and mints, of course, is appearing on the coins. Ahmad Nagar was the main mint of Nizam Shahi. Apart from Ahmad Nagar, Burhanabad, Daulatabad, Murtazabad, Parinda, these are the mints which have issued. Here we have other coins of Nizam Shahi, Burhan Nizam Shah. You can see here Ahmad date is written in words. Dates are appearing not only in Persian numerals, but words is also coming on. So this coin belongs to Ahdi wa Alif. Ahdi wa Alif means 1001. So this coin belongs to Burhan Nizam Shah II. One side and other side is carrying Darul Sultanate Burhanabad. This was a much most common coin. A large number of coins have been reported in this type of mainly. That was the Murtaza Ahmad Nagar on the one side and Fi Shahur Sana on the other side. Here we can see on the bottom date 1007 is visible, and that became a clue point or the basis to attribute this coin to Murtaza Nizam Shah II, because date is appearing on the coins. We also have a dynasty which we have to discuss here, that is coins of Qutub Shahi of Golconda. Sultan Quli Qutub founded the Qutub Shahi dynasty of Golconda in 1489 CE. It ruled for about 200 years by as many as 8 sultans. The coins of Qutub Shahi are mainly known in copper, with exception of few gold coins which were recently noticed. No coins of Quli Qutub Shah is listed so far. His son and successor Jamshed Quli is represented with a few copper coins. Subhan Quli, Ibrahim Quli are represented in a few coins. I mean, these rulers are not in good number, but it has been listed, of course. The Qutub Shahi coinage took its final shape during the reign of 5th Sultan, that is Muhammad Quli Qutub. Muhammad Quli Qutub was the most important ruler of this dynasty, who issued his coinage in good number and made the Qutub Shahi currency popular. Apart from copper coins, his coins are also known in gold. The copper coins are issued in weight standard of about 17 to 18 grams and 13 to 15 grams with their fraction. But I want to make it clear, though he has been attributed with the gold coins, but gold coins of this dynasty is extremely rare. The last two Sultan, Abdullah Qutub Shah and Abul Hasan issued their coins with a fixed legend inscribed as Khatma bil Khair wa Saadat on the one side and Darul Sultanate Hyderabad on the other. These coins are attributed to the particular ruler on the basis of date. I said in the beginning that these we have been discussing and what is the basis of attribution when date name is not written. So here date is helpful for us to attribute the exact ruler because they all are having the same legend, Khatma bil Khair wa Saadat, and then we have Darul Sultanate of Golconda. So no change has been noticed. So that's date is in that case we have. Sometimes we have a frozen date 1068, 10 not frozen but date is appearing either 1068 very commonly and 1095 is appearing. So for example, if 1068 is appearing, one can easily attribute that coins to Abdullah Qutub Shah. While the last coin where 1095 is appearing, one can attribute that coins to Abul Hasan Tanasha, which is Tanasha is a common name for him, but most technical word or important word is of course the Abul Hasan. This was about the Golconda. Now we can see the coins of Qutub Shahi dynasty. One coin has been illustrated here. The other dynasty which is being discussed here is the Barid Shahi. Qasim Amir Barid was appointed as the Amir Jumla, the Prime Minister of Muhammad Shah of Bahmani Sultanate in Bahmani Sultanate. It was sometime in 1492 CE. He virtually ruled Bahmani and Sultan Mahmud was a puppet in his hand. Qasim Barid died in 1504 CE and was succeeded by Amir Barid, who continued his control over Kingdom of Bahmani. The Barid Shahi dynasty ruled till 1618 by as many as 9 sultans. Out of 9, only 3 Ibrahim Barid, Qasim Barid II and Amir Barid II are represented in their coins. The coins of Barid Shahi are known in copper only on the pattern of coins of Waliullah and Kalimullah. No changes. The type is of course Waliullah Kalimullah type. It is inscribed as Al-Muwayyid bi Nasrullah Al-Ghani Al-Bi-Nasr Amr As-Sultan Barid Shah or Ba Amr As-Sultan Al-Adil Barid Shah. The weight standard of the coins of Barid Shahi varies from 17 gram to 4.3 grams. This is a coin of Barid Shahi. It is a similar pattern, which I said the Bahmani pattern. We can see the coins. Al-Muwayyad Amir Barid Shah Sultan, Al-Muwayyad bin Nasrullah. This is the coins of. Then Imad Shahi of Bidar is another dynasty which was also issued. Imad Shahi coins are not known in good number because it ruled for a small period of the time, so coins are not reported in good number. However, it has been listed because it is a new dynasty or came from the out of Bahmani's power, so it has been mentioned. However, to summarize this topic, we have to understand in this way. Deccan from 14th to 17th century witnessed the coins of different sultanates issued on Islamic tradition. Apart from the name of the ruler, date and mien, it also reflects religious affiliation of a ruler. The coins of Deccan Sultanate are known in gold, silver and copper in various types, and each sultan adopted its own typology. Most important, each sultanate adopted its own typology. The early Sultan of Madurai and Bahmani issued coins on the pattern of Khaljiz and Tughlaq of Delhi Sultanate. Later they adopted their own typology and weight standard. So in the beginning they have issued their own typology, later on they adopted their own. Although the coins of Deccan Sultanate are known in gold and silver and copper, but most of their coins are issued in copper. Availability of more number of coins help us to understand that copper was the currency of the masses, because most of the coins of Deccan Sultan, particularly in the later period, I mean not Bahmani period, after the success of Bahmani, are reported in copper. Thank you very much.